All right, Mark, I appreciate you meeting with me this afternoon. I know we're both busy, but just real quick, it is okay that I share this with corporate and with other investors, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you looked at yourself in the camera right now,
Hmm.
but it was back in 2015 when you were trying to decide if you were going to sign up or not, what would you tell you?
I would say go after it, you wussy. Just go ahead and do it, man. You wanted to do this for a long time and you've gone back and forth and just to get out of that comfort zone. Stop procrastinating and go ahead and do it. I remember, I had people close to me saying, "No, you shouldn't do that," or you're doing fine where you're at. You're doing well. This gave me an opportunity to change career paths and to be my own boss, which is the coolest thing. And real estate sales gave me that opportunity to be my own boss and to be an entrepreneur. Look, I didn't quit my job as soon as I signed up with the program. But I had some success, and I think it took me. It might have taken a year. Then I was on. I felt like okay, I'm good, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this full time. And real estate sales gave me the tools to be able to do that, and like I said, to be able to change careers, which is not an easy thing to do, right? And I think it was the education. I think back to it a little bit about people spend money for graduate school. Like I got my MBA, I spent all this money for that. The program with real estate sales and with UNIC is so much more valuable than what I spent on to get an MBA. Because even though I got that MBA, it was still he's an admissions guy, he's a marketing guy, he works in the education field. But like going through the real estate sales and going through the program and creating a business, I learned how to become an entrepreneur. And not just that, I created my own business, right? So and it gave me the tools to be able to do that. So
I ruined you because now that you're an entrepreneur, you don't ever want to go back.
no, I'm never going back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to kind of lean on that question, if you were going to tell a future investor that somebody that's looking at real estate sales, probably looking at other coaching programs, what would you tell them?
I mean, to me, it's the best program out there. I mean, I'd just say like look no further because this is the one that you want to sign up with. I would say don't think that it's going to be easy and that okay, I'm just going to send out these letters, I'm going to get this response, and then I'm going to make $1 million my first year. I think that everybody, you need to be realistic and you need to know it's going to take work and it's going to take effort. It's going to take your time. Invest, right? Becoming maybe that cash buyer, finding those cash buyers and going into these houses and flipping them. And that was my end goal, right? To do that. But through the leads that I got from real estate sales, yeah, I met some investors and I was able to sell them on, the business idea, right? This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm finding properties. And I found those investors through cash buyers that the real estate sales was, provided. So that's kind of like what I'm saying. It was my big break. And, obviously you have to work the system, which, takes time and it's effort. And it's not like, any Joe Schmo can do it, right? You gotta, it's not like, okay, I'm going to do real estate now. And everybody's like, oh, great. Mark's doing real estate. Good for him. You gotta really work the system. But if you do, and you stay after it, I mean, that just opened up so many doors for me.
So let me ask you, you got into this in with real estate sales and with me, you said early 16, late 15, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the goal is for you to build a future, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's investing in real estate yourself and doing flips or buying rentals or becoming a general contractor or real estate license and the whole business idea of processing it that way. I'd like to, if you would, just expound a little bit that we're not just a wholesale company. That's not
Okay.
why you got started. And why did you get started? And you've obviously been able to achieve those goals.
Yeah. I mean, I think I looked at wholesaling as a way to get into it and to understand the business and to understand the numbers and to understand, okay, what's a deal and what's not a deal, right? And I knew that I didn't want to be a wholesaler for my entire real estate career. Not saying that, I know, plenty of folks that do that and then are very, very successful doing that. For me, I wanted to understand the business, and, real estate sales kind of allowed me, okay, here, this is the way that you can not only create your own business, but we're also going to, teach you the real estate business, and, how do you find investment properties? How do you find investors, right? I guess, like for me in my path, I knew that, okay, to do what I'm doing now, which is, okay, so I first got my real estate license after I started working with investors and doing flips and that sort of thing, right? I got my real estate license and then got my GC license. So everything feeds off one another, right? So it's like, okay, I have these investment properties that I find, then I'm able to go ahead and list these properties or help other investors that are renovating their properties and list those for them because they know me and I built that relationship. And then with the GC work, it's, first of all, I could never find a good general contractor to do any of my flips, right? And so I wanted to start managing these people because at least I would know where they are and wouldn't be so stressed when somebody's telling me that they're going to be somewhere at on a Tuesday morning and they don't show up, and then the whole rest of the week is screwed because your electrician didn't show up, so now your sheetrock guy can't come in, and so I couldn't deal with that anymore, and so I wanted to get the GC license. Everything just kind of feeds off one another, right? And for me, I mean, real estate sales gave me that opportunity. I would have never learned the business. I guess there's ways to learn the business, but what's so valuable to me is learning how to set up a business. You did a good job for me teaching me how to be accountable, not so much to you, but to myself and to the business, and knowing what I needed to do in order for this business to be successful, right? Because I remember we were looking at certain areas and I wasn't getting the great feedback, and it's like, okay, the system's not working, what's going on? And it's just like, man, you just got to try different ways, you just got to, and you can't, because I remember sending out, 400, 600 letters, not getting a response. And it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then, just trying to change it up. And then all of a sudden, people starting to contact me. And I don't know, I just felt like having you as a mentor and somebody to help me on my journey, and not to get down on myself when I'm not getting, a phone call or not able to close a deal or the numbers don't work. That was really important, to me, and I think has led to where I'm at right now and how much success I'm having.
Those tools that we gave you through the whole process helped you build the foundation, and you ran with it from there.
Absolutely.
So that's the entire goal for us as real estate sales. Mm-hmm. Was how important even today are the leads that we provide for you?
I mean, they're crucial, right? They're the lifeline of your business. Obviously, like the leads are going to allow you to build relationships as well, though, right? So there's been folks that I've sent out to that, I mean, they have investment properties, and they'll come back to me and say, okay, I'm ready to sell some of these, or I'm ready to. But the leads obviously are there are different lead sources out there. You can get leads from many different avenues. I think real estate sales leads are some of the best that are out there. I think to me, I think having the coach, mentor, and the ability to be able to put together a business, and like you always kind of preached about the relationships, right? Like somebody could give me leads and say, send these out and start your real estate career. That wouldn't have worked for me, though. I mean, that just, I wouldn't have had success. I think that, I've gone through different systems, and as far as trying to get leads, and to me, real estate sales and the leads that you guys provide, I mean, I've always had the best success rate from those. I was also in it to help people, right? Like I wanted to solve a problem for them.
Out of everything that you've learned, tell me one or two things that, learned from real estate sales and the coaching, especially through the beginning. A couple things that you've learned that you still refer to today, that you still go back to today.
I think, you always, told me to be consistent, right? And you can't send out these letters this week and then we're going to take the next 3 weeks off and then send it out, the following week. It's got to be consistently done. And I think that's really helped me with my real estate career, just is just being consistent with whatever I'm doing. And especially with the business, creating a business and being able to keep finding those investment properties, it's so important for me to consistently send out those letters and be consistent and not blame it on, anyone else. I think it is important for me, because like my successes are my successes and my failures are my failures. And I think that what also is really important for me is it's okay to fail, and I think that, you kind of preached on that as well. Like, look, you want to take risks, and, it's okay. You send out, 200 letters and you don't get a response. Hey, that's okay. You gotta stay with the program, stay consistent. And so I would say, the consistency piece, the networking piece, I think, and not being afraid to fail. Those would be the three things that I think, I come back to and have helped me throughout these, 5+ years.
Right. Being 5 years down the road, kind of expound on that. Yes, we gave you quite a bit in the beginning,
mm-hmm.
but you've learned a lot as you go, and through the experience and the people around you. It's those relationships that get you through those.
But I think, doing those bid sheets initially, I remember it's just like a whole nother language. And realtors out there who send me, oh, I got a great investment property for you. And you look at the numbers and you're just like, what? This is, what these folks think are deals are just, they're not, right? And I think the more that I've worked also as a real estate agent, a lot of these real estate agents, they don't want to work hard. They don't, it's not in their nature. It's not in their DNA. I don't know what it is. So you have obviously a handful in each town or area that do really well, and that's about it. And I think with wholesaling, if you're really going to go after it and work and, work the system, you think like, these real estate agents, they're not sending out letters. They're not locating these properties. They're just not. It's just not happening. And it's, if you have a work ethic and you're in this business, you can make money, bottom line.